welcome to the Rowley Board of Selectmen meeting of September 15th, 2014. The time being 7 p.m., I call the meeting to order. The next item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. And Gillian Morgan, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance of the flag?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Chairman's comments. I have no comments tonight. Citizens' query will be from 7:05 to 7:15. And we have two appointments tonight. One at 7:15 with Tim Southall, Gillian Nichols, and Morgan Monroe to discuss Girl Scout projects. And one at 7:30 p.m. with Police Chief Robert Barker to discuss the following: Police Lieutenant position, salary and benefits, lift freeze to post lieutenant position, lift freeze to post sergeant position, special investigator stipends. So we can go on to general business number 1. General business number 1 is a request from the Ipswich YMCA to hold annual Rowley Poker Run road race for September 27th. Gary Belchenkamp?
Jerry
Jerry Beauchamp, the director of the Ipswich YMCA, has requested permission to hold their annual 5K run in Rowley on Saturday, September 27th, 2014, starting at 9 a.m. 120 runners are expected to take this route. Start on Bradford Street at the Rowley VFW, right onto Summer Street, left onto Main Street, left onto Central Street, left onto Bennett Hill Road, left onto Weathersfield Street, right onto Bradford Street, and finish at the Rowley VFW. The race will begin and end on private property at the VFW. The selectmen need to approve the use of the public roads for the race. All questions and concerns from the police chief, fire chief, coordinator of health services, and highway surveyor have been satisfactorily addressed, and there are no outstanding concerns from these departments. We have requested a certificate of insurance listing the town of Rowley as an additional insured with general liabilities of $1 million per occurrence and $3 million general aggregate. So I guess we need to, is there any discussion on the race itself?
No, it's an annual race. I'll give you the motion.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to allow the YMCA annual Rowley Poker Run road race on the streets that were read. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, general business number 2. National Grid Keyspan. For permission to open 238 Main Street, map 24, parcel lot 78, for the purpose of installing new gas service. The application has been signed by the highway surveyor and the conservation agent.
I'll give you the motion to accept the road opening in the fall.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded to allow the gas company to install a gas service at 238 Main Street. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, the time being 7:05. Citizens' query is open. Is there anybody with any questions or concerns? Hearing none, we'll move on to general business number 3, which is a National Grid key span for permission to open 420 Newburyport Turnpike Building 3 for the purpose of installing new gas service. That's map 18, parcel lot 3. It's been approved by the highway surveyor and the conservation agent. Are there any questions?
I'll give you a motion to accept that road opening permit for 420 Newburyport Turnpike, Building 3.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. That takes care of general business. New business. New business number 1, review and approve the revised MGL Chapter 40B transfer form. It's a fiscal year 15 budget transfers. The Finance Committee has revised the Chapter 44, Section 33B form we use for interdepartmental transfers during the months of May and June. Please see attached. This form is easier to use and mirrors the reserve fund transfer form. Each requested department transfers will put on its own separate form, making the approval process easier. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to approve this form. It will be used for these types of transfers this upcoming May-June season. Larry, do you want to discuss that at all? Or?
It just makes it easier for us to see the dollar amount that is being transferred over from one account to another. That the people make sure that they have enough money left in the account and that it's indeed needed in the transfer to account.
Okay. I'm surprised it wasn't on the old one.
Well, some of them will come in with just, we need to transfer $5,000 from, maintenance to salary, and you have no idea what amount is left in maintenance.
Right.
Type of thing, so.
No, I think this will work out a lot better. It'll give you a tracking record too, so that'll work out fine.
Let me read that motion.
Okay, no discussion from the board. Motion made and seconded. That was easy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
If I could add one comment that I would like to review some of the forms that we use, other forms, and standardize some of them so that we don't see some of the lines that we have to try to squeeze in our signatures on. I'd like to see that cleaned up. But this is a good start.
Okay. New business number 2 is a one-day liquor license application submitted by Village Pancake House. The application appears to be in order. Chief Barker has reviewed it. He hasn't had a chance to sign it, but will sign it at tonight's meeting. Okay. Evidently, it's going to be for October 11th, 1:30 to 4 p.m., and it will be a wedding. It's wine only, champagne toast only. Customer to bring beverages. Number of people 30 to 40. 3 children ages 10 to 15 and 25 and up. And there will be no cost for the beverages. And it's a method to limit consumption. It'll be just a toast for the bride and groom only. Is there any other questions or concerns?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, we grant this one-day liquor license application
Okay, the rest of the
for the
applicant.
village pancake house.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made and seconded.
With the understanding that the chief is gonna sign it tonight.
Yes, we actually have an email from the chief, and it says, "I have read this and have no objections. I will sign it when I come in tonight." And he's actually on our agenda for an appointment at 7:30. So, motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Got about 1 minute to go to get to 7:15. So why don't I just read the announcement at the end of the agenda. West Nile virus, WNV, has been detected in mosquitoes collected from Rowley. The health department has posted information on the town's website at www.townofrowley.net. Residents can call the health department with questions at 978-948-2231. So we just got that information over the weekend, Deb? Yeah. Okay. And actually, the time being 7:15, Tim Southall, Gillian Nichols, and Morgan Monroe to discuss Girl Scout projects. Rowley Girl Scouts, Gillian Nichols and Morgan Monroe, need a project that involves helping the community and the environment. We had asked Tim Southall to meet with Gillian and Morgan to see if there were any potential projects at the town's playing fields. They have met, and some suggestions for projects include beautifying one of the commons in the town, planting shrubs around the monument on the town common, clean and weed areas at Eris Park and the children's playground. The Board of Selectmen needs to discuss these suggestions, and if a decision is made tonight, to vote to authorize them to do it. So Tim is,
Okay.
Sure. Jillian and Morgan and I have met, and we talked about the project and what they're trying to do. They're trying to earn their silver award through the Girl Scouts. They can explain to you a little bit more about what the silver award is. But they need to do several things for it to meet their criteria, the certain criteria. They need to create something. It needs to be green, needs to help the environment, and they also need to do some sort of fundraising as well. So I myself, we looked at projects that we could do. We did come up with a couple of ideas. I did speak with Dan Sapansky with the Town Restoration Committee. I think right now we're going to look at trying to meet with them to come up with a specific project that we can do, kind of involve what's going on with the common. But we just want to, I'll let the girls kind of explain to you a little bit about the award that they're trying to do and kind of go from there.
Okay.
Okay, so our Silver Award is the second highest award that a Girl Scout can earn. And in order to earn that, we need to create a project that will improve our community. What do you have anything to add?
And also with that project, one of our mandatory things is we have to have a certain amount of hours. And what, do you remember what the hours were?
We need to complete 50 hours in order
Oh,
to
wow.
receive our Silver Award.
So, we have been working for a silver award, like to try, and we think that beautifying one of the commons would be a good idea. And so we would be doing like fundraising, which is creating something for us for our silver award.
Okay.
One of the concerns is that we want to kind of meet with Dan about is that we create something that's self-sufficient as well. So that we just don't want to put in, just say, flowers. We want to do some sort of, something that's going to stay the course, but also have minimal management moving forward, so that that somebody doesn't have to take care of it. So if we
Right.
did some sort of shrubbery or boxwood, something evergreen, something that we could do that could, that could kind of sustain itself moving forward. They need to have the project finished by late spring, early summer, like May of next year. So this kind of gives us, if we get permission from you guys tonight to move forward with the town common folks, kind of gives them the winter to kind of do their fundraising, do what they need to do, so that we can actually kind of put spade to dirt in the spring and get the project completed for them.
Completed, so have they got any idea like what they want to do with the monument there? I'm assuming it's a Civil War statue that they're
Well, that
talking
was
about?
one of the suggestions, is doing something, in that area. Well, I know a lot of times, like, the kids like to crawl over it and stuff, which I don't know how respectful that is, so maybe thinking that we could do some sort of, something around that to kind of enhance its beauty, but also kind of keep people away from it. Maybe even doing something around the flagpole that's there, as far as some sort of garden, but like I said, a garden that's not going to entail flowers and weeding of that nature.
Right.
More along the lines of putting in some boxwoods and maybe just mulching around it, and that way it'd be very minimal as far as moving forward. We also looked into maybe doing something with just one of the regular commons in town. If we couldn't find something exactly with the town common itself, maybe one of the commons, on the corners like Central Street and Cross Street or something like that.
Yeah,
Both
actually,
girls obviously
yes.
are Raleigh residents, and so I think we could definitely do something to.
Yeah, Central and
Maybe
Weathersfield could use some plantings there, I'm sure.
Right.
The trees I know of aren't the healthiest there.
Right.
And I don't know if the Common Committee has addressed that or not, or even taken a look at it, or even thought about it.
Right.
But that could also be a possibility.
Sure.
And also with the Cross Street Common on Central and Cross.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that, I said, if we could, I think if we could meet with them, which I reached out to Dan, he was fine with that, that, we could really kind of maybe put our heads together and come up with a solid project. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that, we got the approval from you folks to move forward with that. And then, once we come up with the, a firm grasp of what we're gonna do, we can come back and.
Yeah, that'd be great if once you talk to the Commons committees, and then if you come up with an idea, just come back and let us know what's going on, and we'll go from there. So, is there any questions or concerns from the other members here?
I think it's very exciting, and that I want to congratulate you on moving on to get this award and to do this work for the scouting. I think it's just fabulous, and it means so much to the community that you want to do this for the parks, and I think it will benefit both you and the parks.
I'd like to
It's
say
really
that
neat.
I've been dealing with both girls. They're both very mature and excellent, and done a great job. And they made it clear to me, and their moms made it clear to me at the very beginning that this was their project, and that the communication that I have has been with them and not with their mom and dad. So they've done a great job with that, and they've been a joy to work with. So I look forward to moving forward with them.
Very
Excellent.
good.
Excellent.
Very
I
good.
think it's great.
Yep. Jack, any comment?
No, I think it's, like Joe said, it's good for the community and
Yep.
helping them achievement to what they want to do
Okay.
in their badges and so.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded to move on, so we can allow you to do a little bit more planning and get back to us probably in the early spring so you can get started. That'd be great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good luck with the ankle.
Thank you.
Okay, the time being after 7:15, citizens' query has closed. So now we're on to new business. Actually, we already finished new business. We're on to old business. Old business number 1, update on the September 12th Division of Marine Fisheries Green Crab meeting. I was kind of hoping Jack would be here tonight, but I don't know if he's on his way or not. But so basically, with the Shellfish Constable and the Shellfish Commissioner on September 12th, Joe and I went to the Division of Marine Fisheries with the commissioners and had a meeting with the local Shellfish Constables and Commission
Mhm.
and the Division of Marine Fisheries. And basically, we're after the green crabs at this point. And it's the MDF, which is the Division of Marine Fisheries, has received funding to administer the Great Marsh Green Crab Depletion Project for fiscal year 2015. Municipalities may receive up to $15,000 to remove green crabs from coastal waters within their jurisdiction. Mass DMF is seeking input from municipal officials on implementing of this program. So we had that meeting and they gave us some background information. And it's for the trapping and removal of European green crabs from North Shore's Great Salt Marsh. And the municipalities are Newbury, Rowley, Ipswich, Essex, and Gloucester. And all of those towns were represented at that meeting. The program total is $133,000. Depletion of $88,000 for trapping market development and purchase of 200 standardized traps and supplies. Research and administration, $45,000. 20,000 of that would be MVPC, Merrimack Valley Planning Commission, and 20,000 would be for the Salem State University at the, what's the name of that? I know the name of it too. The research facility.
Yeah. I can't think of it right now.
I can't either off the top of my head. And $5,000 for the Department of Marine Fisheries. And municipalities up to $15,000 will be made available to each. If municipality opts out, pot may increase. And by pot, they mean the funds.
Yeah, they said that one of the considerations, we talked to people from, I believe Newbury was represented. We were representing Rowley and Essex and Gloucester and Ipswich. And Gloucester had some question as to whether they were going to vote to get into the program. There's Mr. Grunstrom.
Good evening, Jack.
Good evening. Good evening.
Perfect timing, Jack.
Was it really?
Yes, we're just,
Love it.
we're green crabbing.
We're just getting into the crab?
We're just
How are
getting
they?
into the green crab.
Yeah, they don't taste that well, Jack. I don't know, you gotta do something about
Right,
that.
they can fix them so they're pretty darn good.
You're gonna have to find some sauce or something, you know? Maybe talk to McDonald's and see if they got some of that extra sauce that you can put on there.
There you go.
So, yeah, Jack, we kind of got into it a little bit. We just kind of went over the highlights of it as far as the funding goes and who was going to receive the funding and that kind of thing. So they really want to start the trapping this fall. Actually, what they would like to do is, as of last Friday, they would like to have the program up and running in 2 weeks, which I find kind of interesting with the State Department.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's what they'd like to do.
Yeah,
So evidently, Jack, when it gets cold weather, the crabs kind of disappear, or?
yeah, the big ones go out to sea, not out to sea, but out into deep water.
Deeper water.
And the smaller ones go into the marsh. They stop crawling is what happened.
Okay. So, yeah, that was one of the things they mentioned at the meeting, was they wanted to try to get this up
They gotta
and
get
running
going as fast as they
fairly,
can.
fairly
Yeah.
quick, so.
Now, is our 40-degree temperature cold enough at night for them to stop, or?
The water temperature is the whole thing.
Oh, it's
According to
water.
how long you have it, because the water temperature.
Thank you.
So, assuming you're gonna make a recommendation to us as to whether we should sign up, at least at the preliminary, to
Yep.
find out how it's gonna get started and so forth?
Mhm.
Okay,
Well, one thing I did learn today, I had thought that we had to have this together and be ready to give an answer by this coming Friday. And I put that word out on the Green Crab email group,
mhm,
and I got scotched for it, because that's not the case.
okay.
Uh, They'd like to have it in by then, but there's no deadline at this point in time.
Okay,
And of course, we don't want to commit to anybody until we see the contract that they are writing up at this point in time.
right, I think they were looking for just an inquiry as to whether we'd be interested or not.
The one thing I have checked, we can probably pull in about 2 tons of those little buggers on the money that they're gonna allocate, hopefully allocate.
Uh-huh.
And then again, I think you guys both got the same drift, that if a couple of towns didn't sign up, then more money would go to the towns that did sign up,
Yeah.
and that could happen.
Yeah,
Right.
the impression I got, Jack, was they were gonna allocate it equally among the
Right.
communities that were
Yep.
participating.
Let's see, five towns, at 20,000 a town. Yeah, it
15,000.
sounds like 100.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
15,000.
So if only 3 towns get into it, we divide 100 by 33,000 a town, so.
Yeah, so it's new-
20,000 would give us, even considering some money for administration, would give us about 2 tons of crab.
Yeah, it's Newbury, Rowley, Ipswich, Essex, and Gloucester.
Yeah.
And I think they were adding the Annisquam River, which would be part of Gloucester and
Yeah.
Essex. So,
Well, Gloucester seemed to feel they might not get into it because they had commercial crabbers down there
Right.
that didn't want their business taken away from them. Well, to me, join this, you know, why
Yeah.
not? It's some
Yeah,
extra money.
well, it's
But
actually
I'm
extra,
sure they'll
yeah.
work it out.
so there is a set of reporting requirements that are gonna have to be included.
Yeah.
And,
What I've done in the interim, I took Ipswich's 2014 green crab harvesting program application and redid it so it would fit Raleigh. I called Scott, the shelter's constable there, and asked him if that'd be fine. I said, no sense of reinventing the wheel.
Right.
And I said, is there anything that didn't work for you, anything you would have had if you had known? He said, no, it's just exactly what we wanted. So if we decide to go ahead with it, I will make a fine copy of this, you know?
Okay. Sounds good. So, I would, from what I got from that meeting on Friday, I would suggest that we vote to show interest in the program pending the contract, pending approval of the contract.
I would give you that motion, exactly, yeah.
So, do you think that'll work, Deb?
So it's a vote of the Board of Selectmen to show support for the program as was presented at the meeting on
September 12th.
Right,
Yeah.
depending upon how the
Approval-
contract.
Your
Reading the
approval,
contract's gonna be the big thing, yeah.
Right.
approval of the contract itself before we actually commit.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
We're all
Thanks,
set.
Jack.
I think it's gonna be a good thing, I really do.
How
That was
soon
an
does it
interesting
take,
meeting.
Wasn't
Jack,
it? Yeah.
to get the traps? Who gets them?
They're gonna furnish, the DMF is gonna buy the traps and the associated gear, such as lines and buoys, things like that. The fishermen will be issued the traps up, each town, if all the towns sign up, will get 40 traps apiece. They can either have one guy fish 40 traps or two guys fish 20 traps apiece. They furnish their bait and the bags to put them in, which could be very specific according to where they're gonna go. If they're gonna go into a landfill, they have to be biodegradable, you know, all that type of thing. If they're bought by a commercial restaurant, then anything, just dump them. But they're gonna be responsible for bait and whatever it takes to carry them to where they have to go.
How soon do you expect to get that stuff to you?
As soon as the state will allow it, because
Yeah.
the sooner we get started, the better off we'll be.
Yeah, they
I
were
don't know.
looking for,
They hope to be ready
they were talking
by
2
the
weeks.
Friday, so.
Yeah,
They really were talking 2 weeks. They
Yeah.
wanted to get a commitment and then go
no,
forward.
it's good.
So,
If you can get them to get it going, that'd be
yeah,
good.
I find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the main thing with them.
right.
that
I'll
would-
keep right on them on it.
Yeah, I know you
And
will.
And the licensing is gonna be quite simple, and I talked to Scott today, the insurance to cover them, which would be the fisherman's responsibility, is about $50 for the year. Cause they have $1 million worth of insurance. Each guy had to put it on their own boat
Yeah,
as a subcontractor.
Hmm.
And he says about $50 for a year, so piece of cake.
okay.
Sounds good.
Very good, Jack.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
My son
Jack.
will probably come in, you can tell him it's all set, okay?
Okay. Okay, that was easy. Now, got another appointment at 7:30. We're running about 3 minutes behind. Sorry about that, Bob.
It's all right. I had to park down in front of the post office anyways.
And walk.
Oh, garden club.
No wonder you're late. Oh, well, that's all we have to worry about. We'll be in good shape here. Okay, it's the 7:30 appointment with Police Chief Robert Barker to discuss the following. Police Lieutenant position, salary and benefits. Lift freeze to post lieutenant position. Lift hiring freeze to post sergeant position. And special investigator stipends. So. Do you want me to read the,
Yes,
The
so Mr.
sections?
Chairman, I outlined the items that need to be discussed tonight
okay?
and the direction and recommendation that was made by the Personnel Board.
Okay, Chief Barker met with the Personnel Board last week to discuss benefits for the new lieutenant position, which is non-union. Item 1, the Personnel Board voted that the benefits of the police lieutenant's position align with the benefits of the police union, with the exception of the amount of personal days granted per year. The police lieutenant position is unique in the town because it is a non-union, non-contract position. Because the lieutenant is a salaried 40-hour-per-week position, the personal leave days should be set at 5 days. The police officers work 37.5 hours per week. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to approve this measure for inclusion in the personnel plan so that we may proceed with the posting of the position. Do we want to take that vote first or come back to it?
You can if you'd like to do that.
Now we can get that one. Is there any questions or
What we're
concerns?
doing is,
We're talking about the, let me get back
Having
down.
the
Lieutenant
benefits
position.
such as, the educational stipend, the EMT, these are benefits that are unique to the police
Or to the
department, to the
business.
police officers, so, the candidate that will be chosen will be an internal appointment. And, once they become a non-union employee of the town, they will no longer be able to get those unique benefits that the rest of the non-union employees don't
okay.
get. So, it's not uncommon in a police department that a non-union superior officer, would be, receiving, commensurate benefits that the police officers would get in the union.
You have any comment, Chief?
No, I think it's pretty well explained. It would, but without those extra benefits, they'd be taking a pretty big pay cut. And we want them to be more inclined to work at a higher level rather than less inclined.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll give you a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, the second part of this is the Personnel Board also voted to set the starting rate of the salary at $77,819.76, which is pay grade number 14, step 3. Because this will be an internal promotion to an officer in the department, the Board of Selectmen needs to vote to approve and set the salary as voted on by the Personnel Board, grade 14, step 3, for fiscal year 15 compensation schedule.
So, Mr. Chairman, once again, the Personnel Board, and Mr. White is here as well, and he's a member of the Personnel Board, discussed the fact that this, once again, is an internal promotion, and we're not bringing in somebody off the street who's unfamiliar with the town of Rowley. To start them at a new higher rate would not be practical. And in addition, we do want to make sure that this is understood, that this is this lieutenant position, a superior officer who will be filling in for the chief and making decisions. And if and when the chief goes on a vacation and is out of town and inaccessible, the Personnel Board reviewed that scrupulously and decided that this would be a fair starting rate for a promoted officer of that department.
Okay. Any comment, Chief?
No, I'll let that stand. That's pretty much the crux of it.
Okay. Any?
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
accept that as printed.
I'll second
Salary set
it.
by the Personnel Board.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 2, the Board of Selectmen needs to vote to lift the freeze for the position of police lieutenant. That's pretty much standard.
I'll give you that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 3, the Board of Selectmen needs to vote to lift the freeze for the position of police sergeant.
And maybe the chief wants to explain.
In explanation, yeah.
We don't have a resignation or anything.
We're gonna take a sergeant and make him a lieutenant. That'll leave an opening for a sergeant.
Okay.
We'd like to have everything fall together at the
Forward.
same time.
Right.
So, and the reason we're asking for this now is because we're planning a professional company to come in and do an assessment center, and it takes some lead time, and we'd like to have people in place and ready to go when Joe retires in December.
December, yeah.
So we're trying to get a bit of an early start on it, so we can do this process properly.
No, that's good.
And this
That's a
is
good
gonna
one.
be within the department, one of the officers
Right,
will
this, again,
jump
same
up.
thing.
Yeah,
Someone will come from
through the ranks.
within.
Yeah. I'll give you that motion to lift the hiring freeze, the position of police sergeant.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 4, the Personnel Board voted to recommend the authorization of a $1,000 stipend payable in quarterly installments to the Assistant to the Chief of Police Special Investigator. There are several qualifications, training, and certifications required to conduct investigations on domestic violence and sexual assault cases. Due to the specialized training necessary to undertake this work, the Personnel Board supports this stipend. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to authorize the payment of this stipend as approved by the Personnel Board. Any discussion or comment, Chief?
Well, I think it speaks for itself again. You know, the classes that she takes have been week-long classes. She's taken a couple of those. She takes several one-day classes. So she and when Ipswich, their investigator goes away, she covers for them and vice versa. So
Okay.
and she's done a lot of work. She's been doing this for a while, and from my research, I could never find a place where she actually got extra compensation for the amount of work. And she is also on call 24/7 for this.
Okay.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman, for that.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, thank you, Chief.
Thank
We
Thank
have
you,
the
Chief.
chief to sign something, Mr.
Yes,
Chairman?
we
Yes.
do, we need him. We do need him to sign
We
that.
need his
uh,
autograph.
Liquor license.
That
We're
permit.
not gonna let you run yet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's on the application form on page 2 of that, under new business number 2.
Yeah, it's got the tags on it.
I
Joe.
just pulled the tag off.
I was looking for the other appointment
Yeah,
slip. This is it right here.
I don't think it's there.
Okay, Chief, I think right where the blue tag is where it needs to be signed.
That's for me.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank Chief.
Good night, Chief. Okay. Now, do we know where we are here?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you do. There we go, there's the two appointments. Okay, that pretty much takes care of the basic agenda. So we have some announcements. The fall special town meeting is scheduled for Monday, October 27th, 2014, at 7:30 PM at the Pine Grove School. So mark your calendars. The town has the following vacancies: fence viewer, 2 positions; wood, lumber, and bark inspector, and zoning board of appeals associate, 2 open seats; historical commission, historic district commission, 3 seats; parks and recreation committee, 2 seats. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372. Rowley Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Water customers need to call Pennachuck at 1-800-553-5191 now for billing, payment, and customer service questions. Compact fluorescent light bulbs may be recycled at the Rowley Municipal Light Plant. Light bulbs can be brought down during business hours. And that's the curly Q type ones and not the long tubes. And I'll also read the West Nile virus, WNV, has been detected in mosquitoes collected from Rowley. The health department has posted information on the town's website at www.townofrowley.net. Residents can call the health department with questions at 978-948-2231. Is there any other business to come before the board?
I move we adjourn.
Second it.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. I think we beat our record.
Yeah.